Good afternoon, good morning. This is Cesar, martial artist, photographer, and a dad. We're quite lucky today. We have our special guest again. I had an opportunity to train after 4 years of not training really. I had a chance to train with other styles before, but this is my first of hopefully a long time of training. I would like to introduce our special guest today. It's Sensei Ben Slack, third degree black belt in Shirin Rio, and second degree black belt from freestyle karate. Good afternoon, Sensei. How you doing?
Afternoon, Sid. How you doing?
Yeah, it's great to see you, and thank you for the opportunity that I had a chance to learn a lot.
You're very welcome.
Sensei, can you introduce to me your style of martial arts, please?
Yep. I've been practicing karate for about 30 years now. I started in well, actually Taekwondo. I started in when I was a kid.
That's why now I
Started when I was
good kicks.
about 8 or 9. So that would have been about 88, 1988, 1989. Did Taekwondo for a few years. And then I stopped training when I got to my teenage years, like a lot of people do. I then met my wife when I was 18, and she was studying for a black belt in freestyle karate. So when I realised she was doing karate, I thought, I'll have another go at that because I did enjoy my martial arts. So then got my black belt in freestyle karate and my second dan, and then started teaching. And then after that, I wanted to know a bit more about the history of karate. So that's why I started studying Shorin-ryu. And now I've got a third dan in Shorin-ryu now.
Yeah, I remember the last time we saw was the tournament that you had, the Kobodo International one, Okinawan style. I was lucky enough that I met your Hanshi. It's really lucky there.
Nahara.
Yeah. Special thanks to Shihan Greg for inviting us, me and my daughter. I think that's the last time we saw each other. Was that the last
That's
time
right.
we did? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that was the last time you had a tournament.
Because I saw you had an injury that time, was it?
I broke my arm in the tournament, yeah.
And I also noticed on in your Facebook that you did visited Okinawa. How many times have you visited Okinawa, Sensei?
Uh, four times. So let me think. So when first time I went was on my honeymoon, but we didn't actually go to mainland Okinawa. We went to Amami, which is an island a bit north of Okinawa. But originally it was part of Ryukyu. So I'd say that was the first time I went, and then we went again with my dad and the rest of my family. So that'd have been the second time, and then another two. Yeah, so 4 times in total.
So those second, third, you're already training in Shirin Rio.
So the first time I went, I was still training in freestyle karate, and the second.
Sorry, when you say freestyle, what was it? That's the style itself. That's the
No,
name?
so it was, we studied. It was partly Wadaru and partly Khan. So it was like a blend of the two.
Oh, it's like a hybrid, a mix of two styles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a little bit of Chinese boxing we did with my past instructor Martin Reese as well. Who I got my second down with. Yeah.
So it's not really that difficult for you to combine it now because on your training, I was fortunate to be part of that. I saw some of the styles that you've been doing. It's a mix of everything that you learned in the past.
Exactly. Yeah. What we teach, my wife and I, is a amalgamation of everything we've learned in the past. So we our main traditional style is Shorin-ryu karate, but we bring in everything we've learned from other instructors and our own study as well.
It's really nice. And so I saw how good your students are, how patient you are, and how patient they are to me. To be honest,
Right. That's really nice.
yeah, and I learned a lot from that. And your dad, I saw a picture on your Facebook. You were kicking
Yes.
when you were young with your dad. You already did taekwondo that time.
That was when we was doing taekwondo together. Yeah. So my dad was training, my sister and my brother. We all did it as a family.
Oh, so your dad really loved martial arts too. It's like in the family too.
Definitely, my dad was a big influence on my martial arts. Because we got Japanese heritage, my grandmother was Japanese,
Wow.
so I've always been interested in the Asian culture since I was a kid.
And you were fortunate that you been to Okinawa, met with your Hanshi again, and I seen you visited everywhere there, especially the dojo of your Hanshi, isn't it?
Right, yeah, yeah. So we trained at Nahara Sensei's dojo, yeah. So that would have been twice I've been to Sensei Nahara's dojo. So the first time I went to Okinawa, the second time, so I went to Okinawa, we trained in Shorin-ryu, and that's the first time I did Shorin-ryu. That was with Uema Sensei.
Oh.
He's a tenpan in Okinawa of Shorin-ryu. So that was my first taste of doing the Okinawan style. And yeah, since we did that, that's when we come back to England and found my instructor now, Craig Fincho, who you know. And that's when we started training with Craig.
Yeah, with Sensei Craig, Shian Craig.
That's right. The first time I went to Japan, Amami Island, I found a small dojo and we trained there. But I think that their style was like a mix of Japanese karate and Aki Jiu-Jitsu. So they did quite a wrist locking and stuff like that the first time I trained in Amami.
I like the way your style when you were teaching, and I was there. I was, like I said, I'm lucky. You do a lot of weapons too. Your applications,
So yeah, Kabudo, yeah, that's right.
Udo, which is the style of Shorin Ryu, and
Yeah.
the way you explain to the students the movements, the way to do it was really quite a patience. I know a lot of instructors are very patient in teaching, so but it's quite hard dealing with so many students, isn't it, Sensei? Yeah,
Definitely. It takes a lot of practice.
I know. You're really good. It was just sad that I never met your wife, who also practiced Shorin Ryu.
She's injured at the moment. She's broke her leg.
I know.
Judo, yeah.
She was in a wheelchair at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, so unfortunately she's not here today to do the interview either. She's resting.
As long as she is okay, Sensei, no problem with me. Also,
She's on the mend. She'll be back to full fighting form soon.
Hopefully, when I visit you again, you'll all be there.
Yes, I hope so too.
Sensei, you did mention that your dad was a big influence on you. Is it your dad convinced you to do martial arts, or was it you a young?
Yeah, so when we was growing up, Dad was always playing like Bruce Lee films.
Yeah, same as my dad.
It's always a big influence on me. My dad's a big boxing fan as well, so he's always watching sport and that on the TV. So yeah, I've always been interested in martial arts and fighting, definitely.
Oh, Sensei, I just want to ask, based on your own martial arts experience, what can you comment about cross training? What have you observed based on your years of training?
Yeah, so I think it's really important. I think it's good to get a good grounding in one style of fighting and get adept at that and get skilled in one style. But once you've got that, I think it's important to go and try different martial arts, try different things. You might find something that you like better than the style you're doing now, or you might find a better teacher or something you like to do more of. It's just about understanding. By cross training, you get to understand your own art better as well.
That's true. I do agree with that. So
when go on.
Sorry, you can go on, Sensei.
Okay, yeah. So what I was going to say is that sometimes if you only do one style of martial art, then you can become like in a small pond.
Mm.
So you feel like a big fish in the small pond because you know everything in that style. You know what to do. You know the techniques. You know the drills. You know the kata. But then if you go to a different pond, you're a little fish again.
Mm.
Yeah, it's important to go out into the world and find out you're not such a big fish.
And the good part about this, every sensei or every instructor I meet is you always be a student in everything.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Exactly. Always one belt at heart, definitely.
Always a student by heart, always a student to accept.
Beginner's mind, definitely.
Sensei, on the part of now that obviously there's so many things in crime, would you offer your martial arts to everybody as an open one to learn? What can you say about
Yeah, We have taught like self-defense based courses as well for the community. Like there's a group in Pitsea. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but we've done work with them, like teaching self-defense classes. And mainly a lot of that is not even the physical side. It's more about awareness and avoidance and de-escalation and not getting involved into violent situations in the first place. So the physical side of things is what happens when your self-defense training's gone wrong, basically. You shouldn't even be getting into these physical interactions, these physical encounters. We should be doing our best to avoid. And that's what we try to teach our students in karate as well. That karate is a last resort. When you haven't got any other option, that's when you use your physical skills.
Actually, that's really when you were teaching the class and you said, as much as you don't want to use it and threaten your family, in the end have a problem with everybody. It's really not always you would hear that to an instructor that you go
Yeah.
harder than you don't want to hurt yourself, you don't want to hurt anybody, but also cases that you might end up your family having trouble because of you end up going through or end up fighting
That's-
with somebody.
Because if you get into a situation with someone, it doesn't always end there. They could come back to your house. They could bring their friends. There's consequences to your actions, definitely.
Yeah, I like the way you actually when I was first preparing, I was listening to you teaching the children and teaching the adult. They're quite the same. Well, the way you say talk to them, it's not because they're young, because they're old. It's nothing like that. It's how you really explain to them the value of what you're teaching to them.
Yeah, that's right. We really try and get that point across to them that karate is a last resort. We shouldn't be getting into these situations. And when I was training as a younger person, as a child and as a young adult, maybe my teachers did explain this to me, but I wasn't listening.
Maybe
But I didn't feel like it was pushed onto me to avoid violence. That it was more about technique, learning how to fight, learning how to do sport. The self-defense side about avoiding violence wasn't really emphasized as much. But I think that's really important.
that's quite true, Sensei, because most likely, my daughter used to do martial arts. The last thing I said to her, if you could find ways to run, you could run.
Exactly.
The best thing to do rather than encounter them only in the
Like
situation that's
self-defense won't be there.
yeah. And it was nice that I had a chance. Your team was so friendly. They're very helpful. They were adjusting to me, which I'm very thankful about it, and they're very welcoming too. When I went
Yes.
to Jojo, they were talking to me. They were explaining, "Oh, what style do you do? Oh, welcome to the club. Where
Yeah.
with us today?" Those kind of things. Where some, in the past, there will be dojos.
Yeah.
We're the mean guys.
Yeah, I think you find I mean, I haven't trained at every dojo, so I can't speak for every dojo, but a lot of the dojos I've trained in, more the Japanese style of karate, they're a bit more stricter with their karate. And you find what I've found anyway, from what I haven't trained at every dojo in Okinawa, but the dojos I have trained in Okinawa and the Okinawan teachers, they're a lot more relaxed. They're a lot more welcoming.
Quite true. I'm surprised now. While I was watching some of the style, they said you could even go 10 minutes late, 20 minutes late. They're still going to welcome you.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a lot more relaxed. And I think that's the Okinawan culture. They're an island people. It's a lot hotter in Okinawa. So I think they're a lot more laid back than in mainland Japan.
They're more chill.
Yeah, definitely. 100% more chilled. And that suits me well. I'm quite a chilled person, I think.
I know. Since, will it ever, you already retired from fighting, isn't it? From competing, I mean.
Yeah, when I got my arm broken in the last full contact competition, I thought it's not worth my health. I'd rather just keep training, keep enjoying my karate. I've done full contact. I've done point fighting. So yeah, it's time to hang up my gloves from the competition circuit. Karate for me really is about learning to defend myself, keep healthy, keeping fit.
Yeah, that's the good part about martial arts. When you mentioned Okinawa is more likely different in a way of teaching, more chill. How in your experience, how does it feel when you're being taught by an Okinawan practitioner? What's the what difference does it feel being taught by them?
Yeah, that's a difficult one, really. I mean, every teacher's different. Every teacher's different in the way they teach. But yeah, I think the Okinawans are very kata based. Their kata is very, very important to them. So a lot of the time is spent on kata in Okinawa. From the training I've done, anyway.
Oh wow! And you had a beautiful opportunity to go everywhere there because I saw in Facebook you really had a good day and good time there with your family and your student.
It's a great place to visit, and if you can get there, I really recommend it.
I know, Sensei. I would love to. I would love to. Well, that's one part of my future plan in the future.
But if you go, let me know, and I can put you in contact with Mahara Sensei so you can train at his
Oh,
dojo.
thank you, Sensei. That'll be great. That'll be good. That'll be a great honor.
Mahara Sensei is very open to other martial artists from different styles coming to train with.
I'll be honored again to meet him again. He's very friendly person. When
Yeah, Mahara's great instructor. Very nice, very friendly. Not all the time. When he wants you to do something, he can be quite strict.
Of course.
Yeah, but he's a very nice person.
But very welcoming, very welcoming. Like she had Craig, very welcoming. And actually, we were thankful. Me and my daughter, we never had a chance to talk much, but Sensei Darn, we had a chance. We met. I trained with them in before COVID and everything. You are so friendly. Your team, your karate club is so friendly and very welcoming, which is so good that this kind of encounters you meet other styles and very willing to share. And I was very thankful to Hanshi because he was even, oh, what style you are, and oh, let's take picture. That's kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, normally, obviously, if you are a different style, it would be different. It will be harder to talk to them, but it's very down to earth. That's all I could say.
Definitely. And that's what I like. Same with Craig Sensei. He's the same.
Yes.
That's one of the things we liked about the Shorin-ryu clubs that we've visited is that welcoming atmosphere.
Yes, very welcoming, Sensei. I'll be honest, there's a few styles that I've seen that are really very welcoming, and you're one of them. My God, I was like, oh, when we came in, my daughter was that. Oh, are we all right to go there? Well, they invited us. We'll see how it goes. If they'll be friendly, thank you. If not, we go home after.
That's right, exactly.
That's how we do it. At least we got invited. We're lucky we got invited. Not everybody gets invited. And at the same thing, Sensei, I know you're a busy person. Don't want to make it too long for you. You have
That's no problem.
wife to look after today, and you got loads.
Yeah.
You also do some DJing too, and also you're on the radio. You did mention to me that time, isn't
That's
it?
right. Yeah, I've DJed jungle and drum and bass music since I was 15.
All right.
Yeah, so as long as I've been doing martial arts, I've been doing drum and bass DJing as well.
That's the thing about martial arts, isn't it? There's something other than that was still connected to art, isn't it?
Definitely, 100%.
And
There's a lot of parallels between it and just life in general with martial arts. It teaches you about life, doesn't it? How to push forward, keep going, do your best.
Sensei, may I ask before we finish our interview, what can you share about people who just starting, very older person like 30s, 40s? You know, normally they do us this age. If I train, what good advice you could give to them, Sensei?
At any age is the best to go and try at the dojos. Find a teacher you like, find a teacher you're comfortable with, and you enjoy their classes. If you enjoy something, you're more likely to keep doing it. If you don't enjoy it, you're probably not going to keep doing it. So find somewhere you feel comfortable, find somewhere where you enjoy the training, you find it useful, you find it beneficial. Maybe think about why you want to do martial arts. Is it to get fit? Is it to look after yourself? And make sure that the place you train is teaching those things that you want to get out of your martial arts.
Thank you, man. Sensei, do you want to promote your club and where do you train and where do you teach?
Excellent. So yeah, we're Ryukyukan. We're a Shorin-ryu based karate. We teach on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We start at ages from 4 to 6 is our youngest group. And then the next group, the juniors, is 7 to 12. once they get to the teenage years, 13 and upwards, they join the adults. So we've got the adults and cadets classes mixed together to keep the teenagers in check. And yeah, so if you're interested, look us up. If you type in Ryukyukan Karate Essex, you'll find us in Google.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
a lot.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for welcoming in your club. Have a good
No
day.
problem.
Sensei.
Hope to see you soon. Boss.
Have a good day, Sensei.
Thanks, Caesar.